Good evening, everyone. Yeah, we're back. Welcome to the live stream, everyone. Welcome to the live stream, everyone. Tonight, I have a Bloody Mary. Let me know about the music if it's too loud. All right, so where did we let off last time? I think we're gonna do like this. Just adjusting the sound. Hang on. All right, well, let's see where we left off. Let's see where we left off last time. So, last week we were working with this area. We were also trading BTC, and BTC worked out really well. All right. What did we trade? 7th December. Right, I think it was this range. Yeah. And we got that short around here. 16,884. Yeah, right around here. It was a good trade. And then we got that scam candle here. And it took out the TP too. Great trade. Very nice trade. And now we have something new happening on Bitcoin. We have uptrend starting to move above the global downtrend. This is pretty significant, right? But this is not this, like, anything can happen from here. Right? Like we've seen this before, and they can turn nasty very fast. But I do think it has room for upside here. I think Bitcoin has room for some upside here. Not just Bitcoin. I think all markets have room for upside. Maybe they already did it. If you remember last time we spoke about this trend line, that very common for markets to drop a trend line like that, catch a bunch of shorters here, flush them out. It's very common, very extremely common. And we did get this push up and took out the high. So the question is it done? Are we done here, or is there more to go? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. What do you guys think? Let me know what you think. For me, Bitcoin looks a lot cleaner here. We have taken after 1750 being resistance for a long time, we have taken it, and now we're starting to curve up. So I think, I think this is room for some upside. I think Bitcoin could easily go 20k from here, but I think there's a lot of people that would not expect it. Full disclosure, at the moment, I don't have any Bitcoin at all, and it's not that I don't believe in Bitcoin at all. I just think we have to understand that Bitcoin can continue to chop around for a year, for 2 years like this, and I don't think this is a bad price for Bitcoin. I don't think this is a bad price to buy Bitcoin if you're looking to buy Bitcoin. It really depends on your needs, right? But in my opinion, has Bitcoin bottomed here or not? I mean, structural, when you look at this, that was a very nice candle to take out all of this, and that was the FTX candle. I mean, all the all the signals, everything that usually tells you when you see full capitulation and the market bottoms out, it's here. Like everything you would really want to see, all the big boys got wrecked, even the biggest and the most legit that, just couldn't imagine that FTX would just blow up like that. But even them have been blown out at this point. So, yeah, it could be a legit button, and I think it is a good price to buy here. I think it's a good price to buy here, in my opinion. Like, if you're gonna buy Bitcoin, not a bad place at all to buy. And that's not to say that if it goes to 12k or 10k, it's not an even better price, but this is relatively, it's a good price. So I think there's a good chance we see 20k. I think there's a good chance we're gonna see 25k. Yeah, I think, so I think everyone is expecting us to go down, and that's probably why we're gonna go up. But I mean, when you look at SPX, it's not really that far down, right? Like weekly, that's a pretty nasty candle, this one. And then this retest, so we'll see how this week ends. But if it closes down here, 3,900, that's probably it. That's probably it, right? Because you have the classic, trendline break. Oh, well, almost. You had the trendline break, right? So they had all these people. It's a very spicy Bloody Mary. So they had all these people waiting for, breakout, and bought here, they bought here, and so on. And I don't know, that's not looking too strong. And even if it were to get out of this, I just think Jerome Powell and the Federal Reserve and all the policymakers, I think they just look at SPX and they consider that like that benchmark that they use to evaluate the stock market and how it's doing. And I don't think 4,000 is where they want to be. I think they want to be somewhere down here, or even lower. I don't know. So, now PK had some So PK is mentioning the CPI came out yesterday. I think it was 6. I think they were expecting 6.3 and it was 6.1. If I'm not wrong, was it 7? Was it 7.3? They were expecting and it was 7.1. Anyway, yeah, it came. But the problem is that the way that they're measuring inflation right now, there's a lot of sketchy stuff going on with how they're measuring these inflation points. And you know, if the market stop believing what they're publishing, if the market starts to call bullshit on the publications from the government, because you can look into it. If you go look at it, you'll see there's like a lot of problems with how they're measuring CPI, and there's a lot of things excluded. That's very important. And the same with the job report. The same with the job report. It was the same thing. It's just very sketchy, very sketchy. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's not our job to do that. Our job is just to trade this. And right now, this is an uptrend, and it has room for more uptrend. But I would be careful around here. I think if we start to see 40-60 and we start to see continuation above here, like what, you know, we want to see some kind of consolidation starting going up here, right? Ideally, we see something like this, then we start seeing something like that. If you're bullish, right? But I just don't think the policymakers is gonna allow that. I mean, this little scribble here would almost be all-time. Okay, not almost. All-time high is 4.8k, right? So this is 4.4k. Okay, I mean it could be. They could go for that. Either way, if I had to long something right now, I would be more interested in long Bitcoin over here. I think Bitcoin has significant more upside. I think significant more upside. I could see it go 25k again. Like, yeah, no problem. That would be a nice trade. 17.9 to 25k. I think there's a lot of eyes on this trade. It'll probably take 4 weeks if it's gonna go for it. Some 4 to 6 weeks, maybe longer. If you guys come by any interesting trades we should have a look at, please let me know. That's so messy. What is this? Wow, that's very messy. Looks a lot like this. Actually, there's a lot of this going on. And what is this? This is inefficient market. That's what this is. Inefficient market, inefficient market, inefficient market. So maybe a spike to here and then down. This level will probably determine whether this goes higher or not. We have some stocks coming in. Nvidia going into strong uptrend, or has been in strong uptrend. Oh wow, Nvidia almost has doubled in price since October. So yeah, I mean, you can probably argue most of the gains, most of the upside gains that people were looking for, they're probably done. And it's more likely that they are trying to trap some buyers up here now on SPX, in my opinion. Hello guys, welcome to the live stream tonight. This is great take. It's a little bit spicy. I've not always been good with spicy stuff, but it's growing on me. It's growing on me. Now tonight I would also like to talk about companion. We'll come back to that in a moment. Should we have a look at gold? Let's have a look at gold. Not doing so well, the data feed. Okay, a little bit slow tonight, huh? Okay, gold. I mean, gold would be an absolute killer if it could do a dump down here. That would be such a great trade. That looks like a really good trade to me. And the stop loss, I think, is really well protected. So I think the daily trade here is very nice. That would be a great trade. Actually, this trade is so good, I want to put it on. It's so easy to put on trades. Sometimes I forget just how good our tech is. It's like you just click, place order, and it's there. Your risk is calculated, your stops are calculated, your TPs, all of it. I think it's great tech. Anyway, let's have a closer look. The daily trade I really like. I think the daily trade looks very nice. I think this up here looks like fuckery, right? Like you got some people drawing wedges here right now, right? You have these people doing this right now. And we'll put these orders back in a bit. Let's have a talk about this first. So what's going on here? Right, so we have this level mapped out. Very significant level. Already tested here once, and now this. Well, it could be something like this, right? Could be something like this. It could also be something like an extension down here and then up. Because why? Why something like this? Well, the reason is that you got people watching this right now, right? So you have people that's FOMO buying up here, and you have people FOMO selling down here, right? And what is interesting music choice? Hang on. And market makers love this shit because it's very predictable how people trade. When it gets up here, they're buying a lot into resistance, and it gets down here, they're selling a lot into into support. And as a market maker, you just want to sit there and just stabilize the market around these 2 points and just provide liquidity, and you'll do really good. And everyone else will just get chopped up in between these levels. So so what happens is that you have this pattern that builds up and people are watching it. Well, there's two ways. Either it can go up. That's a great arrow. Or it can go down. Or it can go sideways, right? So I would call this sideways, what it's doing right now. Sideways upwards it is bullish. It is bullish for sure, but you gotta think about what is everyone else doing. Well, everyone is making mistakes at these trend lines and making mistakes down here. So they're getting chopped. And it's our job not to get chopped. It's our job to take these people's money as they are building positions inside of this. There's people like gambling it's gonna go up, and there's people like gambling it's gonna go down. We're not gonna do any of that. That's not how we do business. The way we do business is that we wait for the breakout, and most of the time, that's where you'll find a trade. So if this thing starts breaking up here, you're not gonna be buying it, right? That would be then you would just be like the rest. I would not be shorting it either because it's such a strong uptrend, but let's have a look at the daily again here. I think there's a much higher chance if it goes above this. I think there's a much higher chance if it goes above this area up here that it's gonna find resistance here and shoot down hard. Just to fuck with these people that's trying to long gold. So I think what we're looking at is some kind of trap, like a push up and then a strong push down, or a strong push down and then a strong push up. But you gotta wait for that first, and maybe it doesn't come, right? Maybe you don't get the push, or maybe you don't get the pullback. But I would really favor. Where was the daily trade? 1750, right? 1750, yeah. So I would really favor, if this was me, something like this. Oh, wrong tool. And then down. Right, down to here, and then up. I think that's the trade, in my opinion, is buying it down here. And that's the same trade that, this is the same trade that the daily small setup is showing. But you didn't even have to think about it. You didn't have to calculate it. You didn't have to figure it out. It's just already there. You don't have to see this, right? But I think it's pretty good tech. I think it does a really good job of giving people an edge in the market. Okay, so that's gold for me. Either way, just don't get chopped up inside of this. Don't be part of that, but be part of the one either here or here, right? Don't fuck around inside this. We'll get hurt for sure. Spicy Black Mirror. Very interesting. Okay, let's see if there's some questions. Companion to $10 next year. I firmly believe so. But let's take a minute to talk about Companion for a little bit. Because of course this is not the prettiest picture. Now, unfortunately, running a token economy and so on is a challenge. It's not easy, that's for sure. And there's a lot of partners involved. There's a lot of different, what can you say, interest from different people. And sometimes this doesn't align at the same time. Meaning that what Companion Exchange, Companion Company wants is different from the people holding the tokens or generating the tokens by staking or whatever. And this proves for some challenge. This definitely proves for some challenge for the token price and so on. And I think it's still very early to judge Companion token, all of it, because this will just be like a slowly progressive coin that's just gonna move forward. I don't see why it's not gonna do well if we implement all these things that we have planned. The peer-to-peer market, the onboarding AI assistant that's gonna help people learn about personal finance, learn about how to deal with their debt, how to deal with the goals they have, how to save up for a vacation, how not to invest their money, and how to invest their money. All of these things that that there's like a massive need for average people to learn about their money and saving and personal economy and all of this. Like, I just don't see how that's gonna go away. But it will take time. It's gonna take time, and this is probably not the first time you're gonna see this. You're probably gonna see this a lot, like something like this. There's a good chance you're gonna see something like that, in my opinion. But in the long run, when Companion is trading at $10, it's like you're not even gonna be able to see this, right? So it's just like when you're looking back at Bitcoin, right? Back in the days, like it's like you. I mean, okay, they don't have that much history. What do we have history on with Bitcoin? We have Coinbase, OKX, Bitfinex is pretty good. Right, like just like looking at 2015 or 2013 in Bitcoin, right? It's like the price is so small you can't even see it unless you turn on log chart, right? So don't sweat the short term. If you think this idea that we're building makes sense, then don't worry about the current price, because that can change so fast. You have no idea. Right now we have some sellers. Right now we have some sellers with tokens that needs to sell, and you know, the job is to make them sell as cheap as possible. Unfortunately, that's the reality of all markets. All markets are trying to get the other participants to buy as expensive as possible and sell as cheap as possible. That's the game. So don't confuse the token price with the progress of what we're building, and just hang on. That's really what I have to say. And we are Breakfree Trading, myself personally, and the team. We are the biggest investor of all the investors out there in Companion. No one wants us to succeed more than we do. So we're gonna do our absolute best to make that happen. It just takes time. Okay. So Matrix asking, can we look at New Zealand Kiwi JPY? Sure, let's have a look. Just looking what Sona has brought up. It does look like they on the data feed is having issues today. Okay, 4 minutes for US Open, by the way. Well, how is this looking? Well, not bad, I think. Right? I mean, there probably was a trade here. So there probably was a trade back here. Let's go back to... Alright, so there probably was a trade at 87. So... looked like that stop loss survived. And it was a winning trade. So let's move on. Okay. Have a look at this. Okay. Have a look. Maybe we should go to weekly. All right. This is just such a classic formation. Right, like you have like a downtrending market, right? You have a downtrending market going down. Oh, that's more of a wedge. There we go. Okay, so you have like a downtrending market that's heading downwards, and then you have like a big sell coming into it. Okay, it is slightly different because you can see here this one that was moving up and this here was moving down. Right, you can see that direction is down, this is up. So here we have had some sort of wedge build up here, right? Whereas here instead we have had some sort of wedge build down, right? See the difference? Wedge building up, wedge building down. Both of them fell downwards, but these are two different markets telling two different stories. Because Bitcoin is in downtrend, or at least have been in downtrend for quite some time, and it's just going into sideways now. This is an uptrend. Now the local has just ended, and I think anything down here is a fucking great buy on this. When I'm looking at this, I think it looks like a really good buy. And if you were lucky enough to catch something here, it's a good buy as well. Look at that wick. Very nice. So I think New Zealand dollars, Japanese yen looks good. This is very yeah, I think it has room for more upside. Let's see. I think it's a good buy. I like it. I like this path. I think it looks good. I think the price action looked pretty clear. So where is the line in the sand? At what point are we wrong about this market? That's very important to know always. At what point does it not make sense to stay bullish on this? Definitely some issues with the data feed. Hang on. Just gonna... Okay. But I'm not sure this is coming back down here. I'm not sure that New Zealand dollar, Japanese yen is coming back down here. But if it does, I would buy it. Absolutely buy it. Very nice. I'm getting good at these Bloody Marys. I mean, it sounds like I drink a lot, but the first time I made it was pretty horrible. Now it's getting better. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think this looks nice. Strong forward candle as well, yeah. Some trade just popped up over here. If this market were to dip down here, it would. I think it looks good. Just off the bat, I like it down here. It's a good spot. It's a nice spot. Because look at this. Yeah, I think it looks nice. And Euro GBP is still fucking around. You know, I'm not too comfortable Euro GBP here. And Binance coin being sold. I used to use Binance a lot. I have personally pulled out all of my money at Binance. It's not worth the risk. It's not worth the risk right now to have money on Binance, in my opinion. There's nothing wrong with Binance, great exchange, but you don't know what's going to happen right now. And it looks like the Feds are like going all out trying to destroy crypto right now. And if there was a moment it makes sense for them to charge Binance, now is a good time. So take your take your money off the exchanges, put it in cold storage if it's crypto. Let me know if you guys have some other trades we can look at. How is silver going? What is the name of the song? I think you mean the last one. Hang on. Let me see. Last song. Last song was called Calling Me by OOYY. Very strange. Okay. Do I think the market has bottomed? I don't think the market has bottomed, and I don't think we are anywhere close, to be honest. I mean, it's so easy to like to go back to the usual thoughts that you have about markets, where you think, oh, look how blurry I am. You have to remember, they turned off the money printer. Okay, the liquidity that was being injected in the market for the past 40 years, that made it recover easily and so on. This is all done for now, and I think it's just trapping people. I think it's just very slow. I think it's a slow bleed, and I think there's going to be many rallies on the way down, and I don't think we have bottom in anything. I think the coming years are gonna be like exceptionally bad. Like in terms of assets decline in value and so on. I think it's gonna be pretty bad. It's crazy system they have created with printed money and so on. It's nasty. It's very nasty, and yeah, I don't know how it's gonna end, but they have a long way to go about inflation to get it under control. And if you look back to the 1970s or the 1980s, you know what? There's a really good clip. Let me just see if I can pull it up. Okay, we're gonna watch this together. Okay, I got it here. Let's watch this. We're gonna watch this together, okay?
In 1973, Japanese housewives going to market were faced with an unpleasant fact. The cash in their purses seemed to be losing its value. Prices were starting to soar as the awful story of inflation began to unfold once again. The Japanese government knew what to do. What's more, they were prepared to do it. When it was all over, economists were able to record precisely what had happened. In 1971, the quantity of money started to grow more rapidly. As always happens, inflation wasn't affected for a time. But by late 1972, it started to respond. In early 73, the government reacted. It started to cut monetary growth, but inflation continued to soar for a time. The delayed reaction made 1973 a very tough year of recession. Inflation tumbled only when the government demonstrated its determination to keep monetary growth in check. It took 5 years to squeeze inflation out of the system. Japan had attained relative stability. Unfortunately, there's no way to avoid the difficult road the Japanese had to follow before they could have both low inflation and a healthy economy. First, they had to live through a recession until slow monetary growth had its delayed effect on inflation. Inflation is just like alcoholism. In both cases, when you start drinking or when you start printing too much money, the good effects come first. The bad effects only come later. That's why, in both cases, there's a strong temptation to overdo it, to drink too much and to print too much money. When it comes to the cure, it's the other way around. When you stop drinking or when you stop printing money, the bad effects come first and the good effects only come later. That's why it's so hard to persist with the cure.
Okay. So I hope you guys learned a little bit from that. So if you paid attention to the video, it took them 5 years to get inflation under control in the 70s into the 80s. And I think it's going to be the same. I think it's going to take quite a while. And we haven't seen this in 40 years. Like, multiple generations have never even seen this. So that's why I'm very cautious. That's why I don't own Bitcoin right now. If they were still printing money, if it was the usual business, yes, I would love to own Bitcoin here. But I think, and I could easily be wrong as well. Who knows what's gonna happen, right? But in my opinion, we're just getting started on this, and the next coming years are gonna be very challenging. But I believe in these challenging times, there's gonna be a demand. There's going to be a demand for people to figure out how to keep their money, protect their money, and make money work for them even higher than before. Because now it's really going to get tough for people to survive. They're really going to have to figure out how to handle the economy and be smart about personal finance. And how the fuck are people supposed to be smart about personal finance when they were never taught or educated anything about it? So that's why I think it's just like, I think Companion fits in here perfectly. It lets people control their own money without the government having the ability to freeze it. It allows people to learn about personal finance. It allows people to figure out how to get rid of their debt, how to save up money, how to invest their money properly. And I mean, yeah, for me it seems like very straightforward. So I'm not concerned about Companion at all. It doesn't matter what happens, if it's a bull market, it's a bear market, whatever. People are gonna have to learn to deal with this. Now it's just a even higher need, like an even bigger need for people to learn about how to deal with their finances. Otherwise, they're not gonna make it. Okay, so that was my little rant. PK, if I ask you, I want to talk about my favorite crypto. So I heard that XRP is doing a settlement with nice. I'll go shorting it. Looks like this. Looks like this. Right? Like, look at this. It's the same. Same shit. But look at that scam. Look at this. Look at this classic trend line breach. Trick the shorters, then a quick pump and then dump it. It's like, it's a classic. You know what? Music is on point tonight. Music is pretty good tonight. Gonna save this playlist, I think. So yeah, I think asset prices are still very, very inflated, and I think they're gonna come down. And that's why I don't think there's like a bottom in sight. Now, if you're a trader, there's so much opportunity to make money. Like there's so much opportunity to make money as a trader, but you gotta be smart about it. Like don't take like low like bad bets, like low opportunity bets, like, oh, maybe it will work out. Take good trades that you're really certain about, right? So that means, for example, don't just short XRP here because you want to, because look at this zone, it's like completely chopped up, there's nothing here. But the gold trade, right, the gold trade, like if it were to go hit, great trade, absolutely great trade. And the same about the New Zealand dollar, Japanese yen, great trades. I think it looks really good. I think if it comes down here, I think it's a good buy. But can we find any market in even better uptrend? Like silver is doing really good, right? Silver is in a stronger uptrend than gold here. Oh, it's a spicy. It's a spicy Vladimir. What do we have in strong uptrend right now? I think nat gas is still like, I think that is done. Oh, what? Is it a comeback? Not really. This looks like it's done. Guys, do we have any strong bull markets? When is the Aval is asking, when is the peer-to-peer market coming out? Well, peer-to-peer market is very, very close. We will release it here in December. We're just making it a little bit nicer, the UI and so on, but the functionality is done. And yeah, will be released shortly. So just stay tuned. Guys, do we have any really strong uptrending markets? What is I believe it's gonna make a comeback. I think DXY is gonna come back from this, which is the same as my other thesis that we're looking at some pullbacks. What's going on with New Zealand dollar? Why is this why is this thing so strong? Do we know? What the fuck is going on here? Looks strong, yeah. What is this? That looks like a TWAP. Someone buying. Have we seen this before? Is this common? Only the opposite way. So we're not seeing any kind of buying like this for 10 years in this market? A little bit here, right? Very messy on the lower time frame. Very messy. Would probably be a great buy down here. I think it'd be a great buy down here. Oh wow, time passes so fast on Livestream. It's incredible. If you ever have to like speed up time, just start live streaming. Your time will, like, the speed of time will increase like exponentially. It's crazy. I think it would be a great buy down here, but yeah. But the thing is, once this thing starts falling, it's really gonna go. So, is it worth the shot? Yeah, I think it's worth the shot. Straight like this. Kill that extension 2 down here. I think there's a good chance if it starts dipping down here. I think there's a good chance it will dip into extension 1. So that's why I like to be protected down here by extension 2, because if it does take extension 2, something is wrong, something is off. Should not go that deep. That's a good invalidation point. You want to be taking these trades where when you get stopped out, you're not just getting stopped out because you put a bad stop loss. You're getting stopped out because the whole idea that you build around this trade is invalidated. It doesn't make sense anymore. You don't have confidence in it anymore. That's how a stop should be positioned. Let's see what we can do, PK. See what we can do tonight. So Bitcoin. Music is on point tonight. Nice. It's a vibe. What should we have a look at, guys? Definitely something up with the Wonder feed today. Not sure why it's struggling. Oh well. If Bitcoin is gonna pull back from here, where is it gonna pull back to? I think if it pulls back, I think it's going through 17,500. If it does pull back, I think it goes through this level, and I think it goes somewhere here. But if it does not go through this level, if it actually holds this level, that would be very bullish. Not that this is not somewhat bullish, but if it could actually hold this 1750 level, that would be very bullish. What is Ethereum doing? It does feel like something is off today with Navigator. Pretty cool song. I like this song. Gonna give it a like. I'm not sure. I think this is starting to look like the beginning of an end. I think it's gonna keep consolidating here. There is a possibility that it takes out this and it continues higher to 100. It is possible, for sure. But it's not that I don't think 75 is going to give another bounce, but I'm not sure I would want to take this opportunity on Litecoin. I mean, Litecoin. Fucking Litecoin. I mean, all Litecoin is that it's the fucking Charlie Lee fucker who took the Bitcoin source code and just forked it. And the only difference was that he changed the name to Litecoin and he made the blocks go faster. Is it like 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, something like this? But other than that, it's like it does nothing. Yeah. I would still buy Litecoin before I buy XRP, that's for sure. Yeah. Oh look, we just got a Solana set up here on SPX. I do think that would be interesting trade. Yeah, don't forget to hit the like button on the live stream, guys. So in Breakfree Trading, we noticed that once Bitcoin and crypto started going pretty strong into 2021, it was like a lot of people stopped trading Forex and they just became crypto traders. And now we're seeing a lot of people go from crypto trading back to forex trading, and that's pretty good business for Breakfree Trading, of course, because people need help to execute these environments. It's not easy. They need help to find out how they should approach it. So it's funny because it was the same thing that happened in 2018, going into 2019 as well. Slowly, everyone just got chopped up in crypto or lost their money some way or another way, and they just like it's at some point it gets really hard to trade. And there's a lot of people they don't have like any alternative strategy. The only strategy they learned was the initial strategy when they became a crypto trader, when they bought their first coins, which is just that buy something and it goes up, and then when it goes down, then buy the dip and then sell it. So a lot of people are just not equipped to trade these new sideways markets, and they need help for that. And I mean, what is better than algorithmic models that shows you objectively what is this market doing right now, how you should approach it, how you should manage your risk? I think it's great tech. Johnson & Johnson. Well, what is this? This is a pretty good looking... Well, this looks like a pretty safe investment. Looks very strong. Looks very strong. Almost back to all-time high. So pharmacy is doing well. What else do we have? Novo. Oh, look at that. Okay, we found the bull markets, guys. Pharmaceutical industry. Holy shit. Okay. Well, what can I say? Novo Nordisk is actually a Danish company, same country that I'm from. It is one of our largest, if not the largest company of our country by revenue. And they are a huge manufacturer of, pharmaceutical products, medicine and so on. But they have this new drug that they've been testing in the US that helps people lose weight. And apparently it's been going very well, especially with the people that's been administered. It works really well. They say it cuts their hunger in half. Most days they're not even hungry at all. So it helps people who don't have discipline around food. It helps them control it. And now this product is almost ready to get released in Europe. So imagine that you invent a pill. Imagine that you have invented a pill that can cure obesity worldwide. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. Look at this consolidation and then blast off into extension 1. This is probably going high. I mean, this could go high. Yeah, PK, I agree. It's a nice trade right at the gap. Well spotted. Raj is asking if I pulled out Binance due to risk with provider. Are you still using IC Market? I never used IC Markets for crypto trading. It used to be really bad spreads, like and high fees. Okay, this music getting intense. It used to be bad spreads, high fees. It was not tradable, really, not worth the trade. And now I heard it. I believe it's pretty decent. You could trade it if you want to, but if you're gonna do crypto trading, it's better, in my opinion, to do it on Binance, on the Binance futures, so you can tap into order flow and you can start reading and how volume is being moved around, who's buying, who's selling, where they're buying, where they're selling. Combine it with X mode, and you have some real insight in the market. I pulled out Binance because I don't have any crypto business with them right now. There's no crypto business I have to do with Binance right now, and there's no reason to have money in an exchange, in a centralized exchange. There's no reason to have money in a centralized exchange unless that you're using it. It's just too much of a risk. There's too many things that can go wrong. Binance themselves can get flagged, by the US government for conspiracy to launder money or whatever. They can make up whatever they want. So that's one thing. Another thing is that Binance can close your account or lock you out or whatever they want, and they can keep your money for whatever reason. All it takes is that someone sends, money to your wallet that comes from a stolen wallet, and they will flag your account and they will lock it down. So unless that you have active business, you should not have money on centralized exchange. That is my humble opinion. Okay, what other pharmaceutical companies do we have? Let's have a look. So I got a list here. Pfizer. Pfizer looked like I don't know. Not that interesting to me. I don't know. None of this is looking as good. None of this is looking as good as Oh well. So Raj is asking, is there any better option than Binance for crypto trading? Well, it depends what you do. Also depends which country you're from. Is there any better than Binance? With the same derivative products and so on, it's hard. You have maybe Bybit, you can use Bybit. But in general, I think the crypto markets are pretty difficult to trade right now. If it was me and I was looking to make money from trading, I would not focus on crypto right now. I would go look to some of this that we looked at tonight, and I would work on that. I would look to that instead. I would not spend too much energy on crypto right now. So Nathan Hobbs is saying he checked out the New Zealand and the Kiwi news feed since October 3rd, but nothing explaining the uptrend. Well, we don't really need to know why it's doing what it's doing. All we can see that there's definitely some strength here, and right now it's pulling into extension 1 here. So either it's gonna fly from here, either this level is gonna fly right up, or it starts, or it rejects, or it will do another rejection here in this area, right? Just like we got one here. And we'll see. We'll start to consolidate down. Like, that's an opportunity. What you have to keep, what you should really pay attention to here, in my opinion, like what you really want to pay attention to here is that clearly there's some sort of buying algorithm active here, some TWAP or weighted time algorithm active here, right, in this buying pattern, clearly. And what you want to pay attention to is that once this gets violated, this trend line, right, like we see in so many of tonight, it's probably gonna dip, and then you want to find out where you want to buy, because it's almost certainly gonna do like this again and retest this trend line again. The only question is it gonna be here? Is it gonna be from here, here, or here, right? But whenever it does break this line and people start shorting heavily into it, when it comes down here, right, and people start shorting into it, that's where you need to kind of observe how much room does this thing have for downside. And you will see that by the interaction on the lower time frames here at this resistance level. Which is here, right? So you want to pay attention to it when it gets down here, and then you want to pay attention to how it looked in the past, right? Like, look at this. It's super fucking messy, right? Look at that. Look at that. What is this shit, right? So know your price action, know the historical price action of the market, and then pay attention. And then give it your best shot down here, in my opinion. But yeah, I think have to be patient with this market. Well, Raj, if you're just buying and holding, then just download the companion wallet, put your assets inside the companion wallet, write down your seed phrase somewhere safe, and that's all you need to do. You have a full control of your own assets that way. Glassur muffin. That sounds like, is that a Swedish name or a Danish name? Or it definitely sounds like Scandinavian. Anyway, asking, when can we expect Companion to recover? Well, what do you mean Companion to recover? Companion is doing just fine. The app is live on iOS, the app is live on Android, it's live in the web browser, it's live in the Chrome extension. If you mean the exchange, well, the exchange is doing pretty well, but the token itself, Companion, is a little bit challenged right now, and the reason it's being challenged right now, we mentioned it earlier in the stream, the reason it's being challenged right now is that there's some people that want to sell, and these people, of course, have to sell. And it's really like a big mistake to confuse the token price with the success of the project. because the token price can be changed. Like, if someone wanted to buy 20,000 companion tokens right now, they would move the price to 0.15 cent. So whenever you're dealing with a cryptocurrency that's a very low market cap, like the companion token, just keep in mind that until it actually matures and it grows up to like a larger market cap of, like, let's say $100 million or $500 million with proper liquidity, don't pay too much attention to it, because it really can literally change overnight by a factor of 10 or 100 without problem. Right now there's some people who want to sell, and the job is to make them sell as cheap as possible, just like the job is to make them buy as expensive as possible. That is the job of that is the job in all markets. Like, that's the same thing happening in all markets. That this is what determines successful investors from not so successful investors. Okay. Oh wow, we are 15 minutes over time tonight. Thank you guys for coming to the stream tonight, and don't waste too much time trading like boring markets that that's not trading. Go find these strong trending markets, either down trending markets or strong uptrending markets, and put your energy into that, because that's where you're going to make money. That's where you're going to be able to, with a much higher certainty, make money than just fucking around with Bitcoin right now or something like this, because there are some markets out there that's really easy to make money from. And with that said, guys, I am hoping to see you next week, and hit the like button, and I hope everyone has an absolutely great week, and I will see you again next week, right before Christmas. So thank you so much for coming tonight, guys, and have a great week. Peace out.